Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. One of the first decks I wanted to play when the patch came was of course Control Warrior, and I had a great time with this deck and a lot of success as well, but obviously we'll still have to wait to see how the meta stabilizes to see what are going to be the long-lasting good decks. This Control Warrior deck is based on my earlier Control Warrior deck before the patch, which also did really well. So there are two win conditions basically in this deck. There's Cthulhu the Shattered, which is the win condition against Priest, and then there's Rattlegore. And together with Rattlegore there's Faceless Manipulator. So you can play Rattlegore, especially against Warlock you want Rattlegore, and if at all possible you want two Rattlegores thanks to the Faceless Manipulator. I think the Terran Gorfiend style is a little bit too greedy, so I just prefer to go with two Rattlegores instead of many Rattlegores. But then if you're up against the Priest, then you can't just play Rattlegore on the board at all to ensure that your Cthulhu will do well. Against Priest you just play all the Cthulhu spells as quickly as possible and then Cthulhu them down at the end of the game. And then there are various aggressive decks against which you just try to defend and survive. We'll have to see how that works because Demon Hunter is becoming better. There's a recent video from me of that Nesot Demon Hunter, and those Demon Hunter decks tend to have so much value that it's kind of hard to outlast them. But we'll see how it goes eventually. It can sometimes also be difficult to survive all the damage that a mage can do, but the buffed up Shieldmaiden does help with that a little bit. Battlecry gained 5 armor, now costs only 5 mana. So yeah, a little bit more armor generation in the deck. We lost shield block, but we have Shieldmaiden, we have armor vendors, we have Rancor that we can sometimes use. You can also do like Lord Barrow, set everything to 1 health and then Rancor them down for a lot of armor. And this armor generation is sometimes enough to withstand the onslaught of Mage, but Mage has quite a lot of damage nowadays. As for the mulligans with this deck, well, getting on board on turn 1 is really useful skill to have in Hearthstone. So, Armor Vendor, it's a good keep. Minefield is typically your best early claim removal. It can remove a single minion, it can remove multiple minions. Sometimes you go for Blade Storms, depending on what your opponent is. And if you're up against a Warlock, then you keep Rattlegore, because Rattlegore is your key to winning that matchup even if they manage to get their Tikatus going. Now, let's take a look at Control Warrior in action, and if you enjoy this content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I might just keep this hand. I have something to kill early minions, I have a Sword Eater to get on the board, I have a Shieldmaiden. Getting armor can be good. I like armor when I'm up against a Mage. Chilling. Mage decks are slow burn decks nowadays. Increased armor might actually be meaningful. Like the problem with Scrap Golem is that they can devolving missiles the Scrap Golem. And that kind of sucks. That's not fun either. I'm probably sword onboarding that. And I would have the barrow place for later, but I think we just grab all the armor we can here. I'm thinking the Shieldmaidens might actually help against Mage, because they don't do Deck of Lunacy anymore. That one I can't kill with the axe, so I think I need to minefield it away. And keep armoring up. A trick totem, really? Well, what does it do? It turns the mage into a druid. Yikes. I don't want to kill the trick totem now, because it is a little scary. It is scarier than the Glacier Razor. It is, right? I think it is scarier. I know they have some freeze effects, but I was afraid of the trick totem. Yeah, that was obviously this brain freeze, but they didn't combo the brain freeze. If they would have played the spell damage minion, then that alone would have killed it. I don't get it. Faceless this isn't really the place. I think I'll just Rancor that 1 minion away here. Maybe I should have saved the Rancor to play with Barrow later. I was just not expecting a ton of minions, so I'm thinking like more of Cthulhu would do things. Well, that one I can't Morph Cocoon. I admit. That one I cannot kill with Morph Cocoon. Ouch. Let's go. More armor. But that one I could not kill. At least we got some health on this board to tank some damage, but... that's like fine. Ooh, now I could even minefield it. That's reasonably good use of my resources. Do they have Devolving Missiles in hand? It's fairly likely, isn't it? At this stage of the game. But it gets more likely the longer the game goes on. So I think I'll just drop the Scrap Golem there anyway. So that they will use their Devolving Missiles now to prevent me from gaining that 4 armor. Or if they don't happen to have it, well they have. Why would they pick up extra Devolving Missiles? I guess for Rattle Wars. Okay. So I'm not winning this game with Rattle Gore. I'm fine with that. I don't have to win this game with Rattle Gore. Ooh, Armor Vendor. That's even more armor.
Armor! Lightly used armor.
That's even more armor. That's armor. And the buff didn't do anything. I still had 1 mana left over. So the buff was irrelevant. They've only used 1 Apex's Blast of their damage repertoire. They have a spell damage minion and they have a random mage spell. So there's plenty more damage coming. 44 health is not that much. Second Devolving Missiles, that's intriguing. Not very powerful against that board, really. I mean, if they're wanting to mask or something. 2 masks is 20 damage, 25 plus 12, that's 37 plus 4. So they have 41 damage at least, possibly more. Also depending on the spell damage minions and stuff, of course. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I intend to deceive.
Is this the more time? Might as well. I still have Coerce here. I'll just maul that one away. Play another Armor Vendor. So much armor. This is going to be enough. Because that Imprisoned Phoenix and that spell damage minion from hand. Well, 44 seems like a reasonably nice place to be. They might find ways to protect themselves a lot here. Do they have an Oasis ally? Do they have a Netherwind portal? Counter spells? So many great options for them, really. What if they have a mirror entity? Mirror entity could be awkward. I don't want to give them a stone wall. I mean, I don't want to give them the Kargat. I could give them the Stonewall Anchorman, right? Yeah, I can give them this. Not an entity. Okay. Oasis ally and counter spell. Definitely an Oasis ally, but is there a counter spell? I don't exactly have a lot of spells here. They still have 1 Devolving Missiles left. What if they take my Kargat away? I can try Talon.
This is not what we stood for.
So Netherwind Portal, counter spell, remain options here. I couldn't let them proc a rigged fair game either if they happen to have that. Oh, Welcome Session draws them the rest of their damage. They have one more Devolving Missiles left, and they're just about to draw it. They could have that counter spell. I think they wanted to get rid of the Divine Shield first, or maybe not. Maybe not. Double Combustions, and then a Mask. Yep, that's what I thought. But it's not a disaster yet. Kill that and get some armor. Okay, so we go to 34.
My powers are never truly gone.
Alright, more spell damage. Oh, a bonus wound orb. So they will have 3 wound orbs. And they're trying to find, of course, additional damage with all of those wound orbs here. Three wound orbs, each of which might end up picking more damage. That's tough. And a freeze. Okay. That's getting a little tricky. Do I need to Alex the Aegwin? I played all the wound orbs, right? Yeah. So 1 Apex Seas Blast, 1 Mask. Hey, those might be enough damage. I think I'll have to Alex away their spell damage. But I might die now. They might have the damage. 2 random spells, and there's a Mask and an Apex Seas Blast left. I have a bunch of health on this board, but it might not be enough. If they do Apex Seas Blast and Mask both this turn. Or if they find something more, something else useful. That one didn't do much. That one did enough. Maybe. Apex Seas Blast ping. Another ring toss. Another freeze. Oh no. That was awful. So they have Apex Seas Blast left and 1 random spell. That could now be a mirror entity. 1 card in the deck, so that card is the Apex Seas Blast. So I have to armor up or I'm dead. And they could have a Netherwind Portal. That's the entity. What if there's a Netherwind Portal? If I play Coerce into a Netherwind Portal... If I play Coerce into a counter spell, it's okay. It doesn't proc the Netherwind Portal too, because the spell is countered. No, but that's still lethal. No, it's not. It's not. It's not lethal because I get 4 armor. It's not lethal because I get 4 armor. So that random card there decides this game. Apex Seas Blast is not lethal because I get 4 armor when the Scrap Golem dies. No lethal with the Apex Seas Blast. It's all about the random card now. Oh, that's interesting. There's no counter spell at the moment. So I will be able to do Faceless Manipulator on this one. So that will get even more armor. There could be an Oasis ally. I know there's no counter spell. What if I brawl the board? But what if there's a Netherwind portal?
What now?
There is a Netherwind portal. There was a Netherwind portal indeed. Now they have those two 1/1 minions. They don't have a way to deal enough damage. That draws cards. I might keep it. Let's see. Not a huge fan of this hand, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, look at that. Just the card I wanted. If we can just get to turn 8 relatively unscathed, this might work out for me. Because it's going Rattlegore time. If we can get there.
I don't need any of you.
That's a curious choice. There's no way I'm spending a coin before we get to Rattlegore. I can drop one Rancor to get rid of the Divine Shield there. I could Blade Storm that, but I think Rancor is fine. Let's get rid of the Divine Shield. Opens up like card draw with Anchorman.
They're not trapped. They're my friends.
Armor! Armor! Lightly use armor!
Far so good. 9 cards. 9 cards is fine. Incarnate can draw me a card. 9 cards again. That's okay. Totally acceptable. Just trying to get to turn 8 in a reasonable shape. I'm gonna just drop a Scrap Golem there. Let's see. Trying to not use the coin, if I can. What if they have Sociologist here? That would be really strong. But I could simply Blade Storm it away, right? I think I could just Blade Storm it away, so I don't think it would matter. Well, that 7/8 is a big minion. I would kind of want to kill it though, so then I could coin Rattlegore next turn. But how much am I really willing to spend? Spending this is okay. I'll spend that. There was also an option to spend the sword and board if I really needed to, but luckily I didn't. So I will be in a position to coin Rattlegore next turn. And then we'll get to see if the Warlock has teched in some silence. Do they have some silence effects? We're about to find out. Just the Jaraxxus. Okay. Jaraxxus is fine. This is all good. I'll make another Rattlegore here. I can kill that one. I can remove that Divine Shield. I can grab my Kargat And armor up a little. Alright. 2 Rattlegores. 2 Rattlegores is fun. I have a Heart of Cthulhu here in case they have Sociologist. Leo Skuro. What's up? Hey, thanks. Oof, they win the roll. So 50-50 roll, but they won it. They're actually just going to work on killing these Rattlegores, right? Oh boy. That's a lot of work. I have a pirate in the deck. I don't have Dragons or Mechs anymore. Might as well draw everything I have though. They still have the Twisting Nethers left. And they have Tikatus, of course. I'm a little wary about using Kagat. No, actually I want to use Kagat. This is what I want to do. I want to use Kagat to kill that. Then I want to play Talon. Because now Talon will draw the Kagat's Prime. If they don't Tikatus before they kill Talon, then I will guaranteed get the Prime. School Spirit's okay. Sociologist, totally fine. Working on making the Rattlegore smaller. That's a lot of work. Slowly, but surely. Rattlegores are becoming smaller. If there was only one Rattlegore, the Warlock might have been able to do this. But with 2 Rattlegores and an Alexstrasza, that's still an incredibly stressful matchup, because it totally relies on finding Rattlegore. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.